Hello there. All right, we are live. And somehow my partner in crime, I don't know where she went. So if you are tuning in, hi, welcome. Welcome. And my partner in crime is coming back on. If you're rewatching this, you're just seeing me. And there we go. Okay, so I don't know. Oh. All right, and we're back.
There we go. Good.
And we're
Lord.
live. Wait, we are live. Technical difficulties never succeed us. I shall say, if that makes sense. We always do well though, so we are here.
I feel like I'm not even going to put it out there. I just feel like there was a reason like World War II pilots created like the myth of gremlins to explain all the weird crap that happened with their technology because there's no other explanation. It doesn't matter how prepared we are. Something.
Something. You're just like.
And Jenna froze. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, Jenna. If y'all are tuning in, God bless you for your patience. We will get this fixed. And Jenna's coming back. There she is.
Oh, I got kicked.
You got kicked. This is really strange.
This is really funny. Okay, well, we are here, and that's all I can say is that we are here.
Yep, we made it.
So if you're new here, as people are coming in and out, I would love to introduce myself now that I'm back and not kicked anymore. And my name is Jenna Lee, and I'm a channeler. I work with the Akashic Enlightenment and the Akashic Records, your soul's entire journey. I do workshops and retreats. I do a lot of integrative inner child work and lots of other things that I have here coming down the pipe. And I co-host with Angela here, Erotic Spirit podcast, all about sexual healing, spirituality, sexual healing, and so much more. So that is me.
Mm-hmm. My name's Angela Shelby. I am a channeler. I'm a dream interpreter. I'm a quantum touch energy healing practitioner. And I just love to help people find their power in whatever way suits them. Excellent at hearing spirit guides. I like doing readings for people, but I really love helping people connect themselves. Because that's where the real power is. That's where the empowerment comes in. So you can check us both out. All our information will be in the show notes. So
yeah, I love it. Love it. And so this is a segment that we just started. It's Spirit Guides After Dark, where we connect into all types of questions that you may have. So feel free to drop in here and, anything about sex and intimacy, pleasure, and spiritual connection. And before we get going, we'll kind of start to, I see I always see a container that kind of moves in, and I always love to ask people, send a telepathic yes if you are open to receiving and anything throughout the evening. And with that, though, I also see this beautiful white bridge in this opening here, and I see a lot of star energy. I see a lot of star energy and stardust and connection into source, and all that is. And I see this container building and just the opportunity for us to invite our curiosity into the evening, into all that we are looking for from this evening, and just letting that settle in here beautifully. Yeah, feel that. Huh. Grounding in and anchoring us all in here. Hmm. Do you have anything that you wanted to share?
Yeah. So the archangels are coming through, so we'll let them do a blessing. Thank you, beloved archangels, for holding and protecting our space. Thank you for welcoming us into your presence. Thank you for holding this container. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you for helping us hear what's important for us to hear tonight and remember what's important for us to remember. Thank you for helping create this safe space of non judgment. Thank you that you are a presence that allows others to know that they are all welcome, that all opinions are heard, and all questions are welcomed. Thank you for these gifts of love, and so it is.
Oh, it is. Beautiful. I love that.
Lots of
Awesome.
archangels here tonight. It's an Archangel Michael fest tonight.
I love that. I love that archangels are in support of just, they're in support of everything love, right? And everything that, yeah, everything love and beauty and curiosity, but just open to our own steps in the process too.
I really, really appreciate and enjoy angel and archangel energy, but I grew up Catholic, so I already grew up kind of with my foot in that world. But angels, archangels, they have like no religious delineation or affiliation whatsoever. They're for everybody, and they have different names in different religious structures. And it doesn't matter if you believe in God. It doesn't matter if you believe in angels. You don't have to. They'll work with you. It doesn't matter what you believe. If you ask for their help, they'll work with you. So I invite anyone who's just curious, try it out, see what happens. But yeah, they don't care what you believe. You reach out to them for help and they are there. And they're just wonderful. They feel good. Archangel Michael is so accepting, funny,
Mhm.
compassionate, um, deeply compassionate. I so I have an Archangel Michael story. I was a lot more serious than I am now, and I was kept getting the nudge to lighten up from spirit and just life in general. And I was in this meditation, and I was, it's quiet, the lights are down, everybody's quiet. And it was an Archangel Michael meditation. And so he comes in, and this is like before I really had a lot of experience with him. And all of a sudden, I started belly laughing out of nowhere. Couldn't help myself, had no idea what I was laughing at. And I was absolutely mortified because I was belly laughing in the middle of this quiet, serious meditation. And it was all him. And he's like, just lighten up, get a grip. So this is Archangel Michael. That's how I remember him. I always call on him if I don't feel safe. I just call on him all the time because I love him. But yeah, he's funny. He's compassionate. I know he incarnates down here in multiple different ways. So in multiple different beings, he is always, what do I want to say? Always trying to stay in touch with humanity. That's why I think he incarnates so much.
Yeah, that connection point there. I love that. Thank you for sharing, because I think I get a sense that yes, we do channel, and things can be very serious, and they ebb and flow in that as well. But there's such a lightness to when I drop in, and whoever I drop into, and sometimes it could be archangels, and sometimes it could be ascended masters, and they'll just get really silly, like before I mean, they already like step into the field, and I'm just like I start to laugh at things, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm laughing. And so it's really like that's how they live and move and operate. So really helping to bring that vibration in and anchor that into whatever's coming in, just
Yeah.
like and even I've had ascended masters like just appear the first time, and they're what they're wearing, and I'm like, this is not real. And then I have someone else across from me that spoke out who they saw, but they appeared to them differently. But for me, it was like that was the silliness of it, and like the lightness of it all, but also the proof of like, hey, like, they've already met them quite a bit of times, and that was how I needed to meet them, and laugh about it. So
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. Not ever.
I love it. Okay, so I don't see any questions dropped in, but feel free, guys. I have this at the bottom here to remind you. Just feel free to drop in a question. Feel free to drop into. I'm going to actually pull it up here. We won't be checking the website as we're on here, but you can drop into eroticspiritpodcast.com. One, subscribe to the podcast. If you're not subscribed, check it out on YouTube. And then also, there's a section called Spirit Guides After Dark. If you have a question, you can ask it anonymously, and we will answer it here. So feel free to tune into that if that floats your boat, and continue to join us. Otherwise, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this out, drop in the comments. Feel free to say, where are you tuning in from? And let us know, because we're so excited for you to be here. I know I see you guys out there. So I see you guys. All right. So let's get started with some questions here. We'll drop into this question here. I don't have it pulled up easily, but I can ask it. So we have here, how do you perceive sexuality and intimacy from your perspective? And this is a general perspective of the benevolent beings that are here at this time, and what wants to channel in. So how do you perceive sexuality and intimacy?
Repeat that one more time.
How do you perceive sexuality and intimacy from your perspective? And this is, whatever wants to come in, your higher self, other beings.
Hmm. This is going to be fun tonight. So
Mhm.
Archangel Michael is in the house tonight, and if we're asking fun personal questions, this is going to be fun. I want to hear what he has to say. So I'm getting information coming in. Let's see how this wants to channel in today. And if I pause and mute my microphone and turn my head, I apologize. I'm recovering from the flu, so I might have to cough. Just bear with me. So this is Archangel Michael here. Sex and intimacy are human inventions in that way, in the way that you're thinking when it comes to sex. Intimacy, though, is a natural way of being on this side of the veil. We merge with each other all the time. In fact, to know someone is to merge your energy with their energy and know what there is to know about them. There is such things as astral sex. It is possible to have sex with astral beings. And that's a whole other ballgame. But what we want you to understand is that we judge nothing that you do, and we judge nothing that you are. Don't allow your humanness to fall under our standards. Enjoy your human experience. Enjoy being a sexual human. Your intimacy is not our intimacy unless you rise up to our level for some fun. We are always with you, and we will help you in your humanness. But we will also help you party with us. We want you to know and experience exactly who and what you are as your choice in this moment. So when we talk about sex and sexuality, there is no comparison between us and what you know. If you were to use your human standards and judgment of sexuality, the merging, the connection, the bliss, the joy, all of it, if that was the level of what you measure to be sexual, then we are having sex all the time because that's just how we communicate up here. That's just how it works. We hope this helps you. No wonder people go to heaven. They're like, I don't want to come back.
Don't come back. I love that. I love that. It's beautiful here. And as you were bringing that through too, I was having witnessing Jesus sit on my couch over there. So let's see if there is a point coming in here, or anything, any insights that would like to be shared on sexuality and intimacy here. And I actually see Jesus coming in closer here and just stepping into the field here and the heart. And it is about love. It is about love and depth of seeing oneself outside of time, outside of the checklists of what we have to do, outside of any performance or measure of, am I doing something well enough? Presence and love and heart-centered around peace and understanding of oneself, part of the all, part of all that is anchoring that in, anchoring that pureness of love, seeing that through the connection and expression of yourself and or with another, and being able to express that and hold that presence, hold that oneness, anchoring that down through the physical body, holding that in the heart space, and letting that just be free and run wild through the body, through the physical reality, and allow yourself to surrender into that space, not wondering, have I reached a peak or pinnacle? Just being in connection with your divine self and all that is. And so it is. Whew. That's what I got.
That was awesome.
Whew. It's
You know, when
beautiful.
people, like I've told people, oh, I meditate, or I like to meditate, or I love to meditate. And they're, or I've heard people say, like, I've meditated for 5 hours and it's wonderful. And then I have other people look at them and go, what is wrong with you? Like, why would anybody want to do that? That description of being present and in that moment of bliss, that is, there's nothing like it. And that's the only place I've ever found it, is in meditation like that. So when he was talking about like the sexual energy of that bliss, being in that present moment, that's what I equated it with just now. But yes, there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like it.
Yeah. Yeah, there isn't. And I do feel like I mean, I definitely feel that came in for a reason too, because a lot of times people, they can equate like meditation to, it looks like this,
Mhm.
this is how it looks like, right? And there's a message coming in about like, it's really mainly like the practice of like your mind, and like how you may see things come in, or review things that come in that are not yours, and you get to practice releasing them, not judging like, oh man, I'm trying to be here in this present moment and meditate for this 30 minutes. It is actually that this is the invitation to get into that space, because it is practice. It is practice to actually really be present, and being present with each thing that does come in as well. That is presence of itself. That is like, okay, I see that I'm trying to be here at peace, but I'm worried about this one thing. Okay, like I see that. Don't have judgment. A lot of times when there is resistance, it's like then it just amplifies, and I can't not focus on like all these other things. So it is a beautiful space to be in, to practice getting into that bliss, you know. Sounds
Mhm.
silly to practice to get there, but I feel like sometimes the mind, like for me, and when I was in places where I couldn't get there, the mind maybe believes it's not like, or it's got a lot of shit that's going on, fine. But then sometimes it's like, well, I don't know. Do I really believe that I'm worthy of like getting into that blissful state? And it's just practice and releasing all that is not ours.
Mhm.
Right.
I don't think, for me, it's just watching a sunset and getting lost in the sunset.
Yeah.
Not making my mind be quiet. It's more like stepping back and just watch it chatter. Let it chatter away. It can talk about whatever it wants. I just step back and watch it,
Yeah.
as opposed to engaging in it.
Yeah. I love
Um,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, I love
there's
that. There's
no good.
no wrong way.
Yeah, there's no wrong. Get lost in a sunset. That's that's my favorite way to go.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I love it, love it. All right, I got another question for us. Let me just double check here. I don't see any questions dropping in the chat here. So I have um I have this question. How do you observe humans relating to desire? How do you observe humans relating to desire? Here. Here we go.
So this is Archangel Michael coming through. Um, hmm. So desire is the holy navigation station. Human desire is your compass. When you listen to your heart's desire, it is your North Star. It guides you toward your bliss. And that can be terrifying for many of you. It is not coincidence or happenstance that many of your desires are outside of your cultural norm or what you were taught for your specific family or for your specific culture. There's a reason that you want to go against the flow of the stream of what is commonplace. When that happens, it's important for you to listen to your heart's desires. And you just kind of tapered off at that. That's interesting. I feel like there's more there. Let me ask. I cut him off. He says, "Of course, there's more here." I get thinking. So I just have to say, I have my moments where they start talking because I'm a conscious channel and I start thinking, and my thinking gets in the way of my channeling because I'm like, wait a second, what about this? So I'm going to ask. What crossed my mind that chopped it off, I'm going to share this, is when I think of going against the flow, I mean, there are certain, excuse me, I think of people whose desire is to harm somebody else or that goes against the flow of society, as in, raping somebody, doing something really awful. And so that's what popped into my head and it cut him off. So I'm going to ask about that. That is a very good question. And that is not what we are referring to. Those are ego desires, not true heart's desires. Your true heart's desires will always recognize others as a part of you because your true heart's desires come from your soul self, who acknowledges that we are all one and that we are not separate. So when we talk about moving against the societal flow, we are not talking about harming others. Your soul is incapable of harming itself. So when your soul speaks, it will never ask you to hurt yourself or someone else. But that is a very good distinction, and we understand why you stopped to make it. Your desire, your deepest heart's desire, is going to be unique to you. And that uniqueness is what makes you special in this world. We ask that you listen to your desires. Again, they are your guiding compass. And we will not take all of the time. Do you have anything, Jenna?
I do. I do have something coming in. I have here actually, I have Archangel Metatron here coming in here, hot and heavy. And what we would like to share today is there is mainly referring to the differences of desire versus something that may be in an unconscious symptom of unprocessed or unhealed trauma. And when something in what is wanted to be shared is when you start to look at what it is that you want and desire, to pause with intention to see where that is coming from. Is this something truly yours, or is it something that is filling some sort of void from lack or misunderstanding? And it is in this journey of curiosity to where the true desire unfolds, whether that is still the same desire or actually a discovery of the true desire once the symptom of the void or what is feeling like the void or lack is moving through and being processed and revealed, and allowing that a space, allowing that feeling of lack a space in that moment, clears the karma, clears the loops, allows for one to then truly see and step into the desires that they do have on their heart and with their soul. And the understanding of the full cycle comes to a completion at that time. Beautiful. Ooh. So it is.
So it is. I like how they talk about that distinction, the difference between what authentic desire is and what is, what do I always say, impetus from old trauma,
Yeah.
trying to fill the void.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what people are trying to fill.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a journey, you
Yeah.
know. Like it's like maybe I think that this is a desire, right? And it's
Yeah.
just something that it wants to come out and be like expressed in my mind or like on paper, and then it hops in like a whole other road that it takes me down if I'm curious and slow and like just allow without judgment, like even if it is something that is unprocessed trauma, and I realize, wow, that's coming from like that part of me, that shadow. But the curiosity to move into that shadow does a lot. It really helps us see truth from like perception of, yeah, like filter through pain.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a good question, though. Maybe that we can ask that now. So there's so
Mhm.
many people that go into relationships or go see, searching for relationships because they're terrified of being alone or they're trying to fill that void. They're trying to use somebody to fill the void that only they themselves can fill.
Yeah.
But I've noticed for people that it can be hard for them to tell the difference am I trying to fill the void with this person? Or am I genuinely wanting a relationship? Where is this coming from? How would we ask that? That's a good question. I want to ask that question right now. So I'm going to ask. So,
Like it.
stepping forward. Excuse me. Is it Archangel Michael on this one? He says yes, and all my friends. So he's my front man tonight. So the question man, the question we're asking is, how do we tell if that need for somebody is genuine wanting of them, or if we're just trying to fill that hollow inside? Because again, many people have a hard time telling the difference. And we all know when you're trying to like fill the void with a person, that shit's not going to work out. That's just how it goes. That is not going to end well for anybody. So let's ask. I just want to ask.
Let's ask.
Well, did you get that question? Was I vague enough? We understand. We understand what you are asking, and we want you to understand that it's that same old question. One is based in fear and one is based in love. If you are anxiously attaching to someone, if you are having anxiety about you have to be with somebody because you feel hollow, you feel alone, you are in fear, and that's why you are trying to connect with somebody, that is the difference. That is when you know you're trying to fill in that void. We would like you to understand that that void is not real. It is an imaginary place you have created inside yourself. You are whole and perfect exactly as you are. There is nothing anyone can take from you. That void is an illusion. We humbly request that when you find yourself in such a space, that you sit with yourself in that place of void and breathe deeply and feel yourself there and call us in, please. We will help you remember who you are. But for you to do that, it's important that you sit with yourself and not try to fill this imaginary place with somebody. It is not possible. You are the answer that you have been seeking. But let us help you. We are here to help you. Life is a team event. You were never meant to do this alone. Okay.
I love that. I love that. And I have something adding in here, and I keep hearing Mother Teresa.
Holy cow. Talking about on a Spirit Guides After Dark sex podcast. Bring it, Mother Teresa.
I heard her coming in before, and it's kind of been a subtle, like this subtle, gentle energy that is just like seeing the strand of this energy move through, and you kind of just want to like gently like okay, is this really coming in? It's such like a gentle, slow movement, where it's there's a lot of interesting there's a lot of interesting ways. I just hear the speech slowing down and the slowness, and there's this curiosity with life, this curiosity with stopping and smelling the roses, and knowing when you are genuinely alone and with yourself, that you are happy, a pure happiness. And there is no, there's a difference between I have to need to have someone and get to share, right? So there's like an exchange in the wording that is important. There is, as you have said, this connection in with fear, being driven by fear, and this loneliness versus I am alone and genuinely at a place of comfort and joy. And I have all of the sustenance and ability to sustain this energy just by sitting at a park bench and witnessing the kids play sports. And even if it was at one point a wish of oneself to have kids and they never had kids, but to be able to sit there and truly see the joy of the kids and not bring in some of the older traumas or aspects of us that maybe never got to play out, being truly in a space of peace and resonance with oneself and exactly where one is at that time, being truly at peace with that. And I get to experience that with an equal, with a partner that is equally in that space of not, I have to have this person to be at joy or peace or even feel love, as being in love with someone is only a mirror and divine reflection of love of oneself that gets mirrored out into the reality. So being truly in love with oneself gets to be mirrored out there when you're truly at that space and peace in your heart. So it is.
Mhm. I like that. That makes it easy. The distinction between sharing instead of I have to, it's I get to share.
Yeah, I get to.
Let's see. How do we discern a need for
Oh,
someone
that
versus
was a
what?
question.
Oh, okay.
Question we just had.
Okay. All right.
That was the question that I just pulled up in case anyone was tuning in here, as we have new people that kind of come in and out. So
Mhm.
we have a couple. I see like new people on new channels here, so feel free
Yeah.
to join in the conversation, guys. Feel free to, we're on many channels right now, so drop in where you're from if you're feeling excited, or hello. We've just been doing some channeling over here. just having some good old fun. Okay, so are you ready for some interdimensional questions? Or we'll see who comes in.
Yeah, see who comes in. Archangel Michael's been, we're having fun today.
having some fun. I want to see this one. It just popped out at me. What is, so this is right, a question to whoever. For me, it feels a little galactic coming in. What is your understanding of attraction? Uh, what is your understanding of attraction? I know my ear is on fire as fuck. Oh, man.
Your ear's on fire. Go
Yeah,
for it. If your ear's on fire, you go for it.
my ear is like burning up here. Okay, so I do have some interdimensional beings coming in here. The Ajwa, beautiful. Mm. And whoo, just dropping in here hot and heavy. see the spaceships coming in. Just a representation, dropping in. Oh man. So seeing attraction from our perspective here, and it is a word, it is a label, it is a human made label. This attraction to us is something that is seen as more of a lustful present happening, meaning in the moment these feelings arise. It could be because of one's energy, it could be because of physical appearance, it could be their education and their wisdom. This is an energy field that moves in and out, that is temporary, but it is an opportunity that helps to build a concrete foundation. If one can see that attraction is temporary, and that temporary can be elongated to no linear time, no amount of minutes that are delineated for this attraction. But it is something to understand that there are other opportunities to build upon this with great foundation in deep connection. Attraction can be had without meeting someone. So if one does meet that person, building deep connection is important to understanding the soul purposes and alignment of each other's souls in that interaction. And that is how we view and how we move into emergence of collective souls and unity consciousness by allowing the depth of our own selves be seen and channel that collective field energy as unity consciousness and allow the deepening of the connection to merge, where it does not become about attraction, and it becomes about understanding. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Read the question one more time.
yeah. What is your understanding of attraction?
So I have Jesus coming through. I call him Brother Yeshua, but he's coming through. So we will see what he has to say.
Yeah.
The quality of the energy you project is the quality of the energy that you receive. So what you are putting out is also what you are attracting. This is a really broad question on, and we could tackle it on many different fronts, but based on the scope of your spirit guides after dark and what you are asking, this is still a broad question. Attraction, again, at its base, is the quality of the energy you project, is the quality of the energy that you receive. But it is also based on soul contracts. It is based on ancestral DNA. It is based on patterns. It is based on choice. It is based on many, many different things. It can also be based on prior trauma, and that is something that I would like to address now. You are often attracted to people who share the same soul wounds that you do, people who are mirrors for those wounds, because it is your unconscious way of trying to heal those wounds. For example, attracting a husband that is just like your abusive father and not realizing that you have done so until you're 5 years into your marriage. These are unconscious attractions. I would like to bring this up now because when you take the time to look at your childhood fears, your childhood pain, and to consciously honor it and bring it forth instead of letting it fester or waiting until later in your life to handle it, it stops running things from behind the scenes. And when I say running things from behind the scenes, it's making those unconscious choices. We would like you all to be happy and make conscious choices, to consciously choose who you are with, not make choices based on your pain. That being said, we understand that this is your creation and your journey, and you will create it however you see fit. But all of that old pain does not go away. All of that old pain does not simply fade with time. It will get louder with time. So, again, I bring this up so that you have the choice to make a conscious choice, to understand that that pain will run things for you if you do not address it yourself. Whew.
Beautiful. I love that. Yes to that.
Yes, that I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love a good focus because I know the question was broad, but there's a prompt to that question for a reason because there's like that piece there, that nugget. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. Beautiful.
You know what? And I don't know who our audience is right now, but they do.
Yeah.
So, I know they base their answers on what people need to hear. So,
Okay, I pulled up this one question here for us. Um, coming
put on
in
my
here.
eyes.
Yeah. If we know our divine feminine, does it matter who they are? So we know our divine feminine.
Does it matter who they are? You know what? I don't have to understand the question. Let's just ask it. In fact, it's even better that way. I don't fully understand it. They do. I'm just going to roll with it. So, if we know our divine feminine, does it matter who they are? So, I have Jesus coming through again. It does matter who they are. It matters who they are deeply because you are connected to them on a very personal level. The people who are around you, the beings that you are drawn toward, is not coincidence. You have deep soul connections to them. So when you know who your divine feminine is, celebrate it, trust yourself with it. It does matter. That is your link, your personal link to your divine feminine. However, that shows up for you. But know that it does matter. that each connection matters. And again, it's not coincidence. There is a reason you are connected to who you are connected to. It does not mean that that same connection is right for everybody, but for you, it is perfect. Okay.
Beautiful. And I have I have something coming in here about divine readiness and timing, and divine timing, which is mainly about divine readiness. And I know I said that like two different ways. So, divine timing is the message coming in here, and about how it's mainly about readiness and being ready and anchoring in to that knowing and that trust, right? So knowing of this divine feminine and who they are, and trusting in that knowing, and that is the readiness, and anchoring into that energy. And when you anchor into that trust so deeply, then it is truly a divine match. Sometimes there may be doubt that does come in, and that is the human side of things. But ultimately, it is up to you to step forward into this space and into this connection, in this union, uh, and give yourself that love and that opportunity. And I keep seeing your own physical body too, mainly like the divine feminine within you. And so I'm not sure if that's part of what you meant, like knowing the divine feminine within you too. So this is actually the big message coming in, is like, it is like knowing that divine feminine within you and being able to see that outwardly, and trusting that when we work on our divine feminine, that is the balance of which we attract and pull in. So knowing that divine feminine within you is also just as important. Yeah, it's beautiful. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, hopefully that helps. Yeah. It's
Mm.
interesting that the divine feminine, I know people who have like strong connections, like to the goddess Isis, like strong connections. Or I grew up Catholic, the Virgin Mary, man, that she is like the face of the divine feminine for Catholics everywhere. So I know people can be partial to certain beings. Um, for me, I have a close connection to Archangel Michael. I didn't know that growing up, but I just loved him as a Catholic. He was my guy. But Joan of Arc. So Joan of Arc is another facet of the divine feminine. But so I felt close to Joan of Arc. So that there's a reason, like when I first saw that message, I thought, no, it doesn't matter. How can it matter? It's the divine feminine. But then his message coming through,
Mhm.
there's a reason we're attracted to who we are attracted to, and that we tune into those people and that we feel connected to them. Because there are people, we all have different personalities and connect in different ways. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally feel that. Totally feel that here. And it looks like we did give some confirmation here. So that's beautiful. Say you that you have both confirmations here. So yeah. Yeah, glad that it helps you there.
good.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
beautiful.
and trust your confirmations. And I'm glad you're trusting your inner self. Nobody knows like you do. Like, period. It is your path, and nobody knows like you do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we're at time here. I'd love to invite people to follow our channel, Erotic Spirit Podcast, on YouTube, Facebook, um, Instagram, TikTok, all the fun areas here. And I'm just gonna pop open your site here, Angela, if you want to just kind of share, remind people, what they can come for, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, I
Floats your boat.
you can visit my site. If you want to connect with me further, please reach out to me through my site. My email's on there, my contact page. I do readings. I do dream interpretation. I help with just if you have your gifts coming online and you need help because it's overwhelming. It can be overwhelming, especially at this time. Yeah, please feel free to reach out to me.
I love that. I'll pop up. If you want to say your website out loud for the
Oh,
peeps.
yeah. It's www.angelashelby.com. That would be
I love how you're like www. um, and then popping up my stuff here, myawakeningwithin.com. Again, you can come in for Akashic sessions, one-on-one mentoring. I have attunements as well. Aquamarine Light Being attunements coming up here in February. So feel free, check out my website. And I'm going to pop up ours one last time here, eroticspiritpodcast.com. Feel free to come on in, subscribe, hit that newsletter so you see when we go live. We go live every Thursday. Tune in to us next week, and it's been such a pleasure tonight. Thank you guys for all the participation. So thank